Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We're in the Human Comedy. We're in update 1.30, and with that, we're back to Kyoto Driving Park. We're in the Cappuccino, and we're going to set a record. We hope. But let's look at the setup. We are running a non-turbo setup today. I've tried turbo on this one, and it's too much for me. I will tell you that. This little car's a fighter. There's too much power in the turboed version. It's running 401 brake horsepower. It's an engine swap. It's got the 13B REWRX7 engine in it, so it's a two-barrel running around about 1300 cc. And it's a right little mover. It'll make your ears bleed if you put your headphones on too high a volume. So, fully customizable suspension. Let's just, if you want to freeze frame the actual screenshot here, take a screenshot and use it, that's fine, but I'm just going to talk you through it. I'll do front then rear. So, body height adjustments 105, 140, 1010 on anti-roll bar, damping ratio 35-38, damping ratio on the expansion 45-48. Natural frequency 2.8 and 3.0, negative camber 1.5 and 3.0. Toe angle, we're going straight just to reduce any sort of tyre scrub, so 0-0. Fully customizable diff 25-20. We're using 100 and 300 on the downforce. Now, if you look at that, that's full downforce on the rear and full downforce on the front. That is giving us as much tyre wear as we can manage, but it's all the downforce we need. You can back that off if you want to and go a bit faster, but cornering will be a little bit trickier. This car has got a lot of body roll, so you'll just have to work that in or factor that in once you're going to try and mess with this. So ECU fully customizable on 100, power restrictor 100, transmission manual set at 320. That's not really aligned with the speed you need to go on the straight, etc. I don't think you'll get up to the full 6th gear or 5th gear, whatever it is. If you do get there, you're going to just be clicking into it and coming out of it. This is about reducing torque on acceleration out the corners. We're trying to reduce wheel spin. No nitrous, normal turbocharger, intercooler is racing, air cleaner racing, silencer racing, exhaust manifold racing, brake system carbon, brake pads racing. And then we've got the racing flywheel and clutch, engine balance tuning, polish ports, all the body reductions, the weight reductions on the body, and then the increased body rigidity. Let's get ourselves over to the track. Settings for this race will be traction control 1, default ABS, everything else off, and we have the manual transmission set as manual, because we're using a steering wheel G29. I'm laughing because I say that every time and I still manage to mess that up. Controller settings, open button configuration, sensitivity 0, max torque and sensitivity both 5. Let's talk about the race and what we're doing. Let's have a look at the ranking board. So we're second on 23 laps. Mr. Maguire is on 23 laps. We've already set this record using the Cappuccino, but not with a decent setup. I think there's a 24 lap in it. So we're using, it's an hour-long race, and if we do 60 minutes times 60 seconds, 3,600 seconds per hour, divide that by the 23 laps. That's 156.5 seconds for the race per lap. So that's 2 minutes 36.5 seconds. We've got to do 2 pit stops in that race, so let's talk about 40 seconds maybe. And also we've got to do the race will start, the timer will start before we've crossed the line. So there's around about 10 seconds where we start to get across the line and actually start the race. So we're going to lose about 50 seconds, 55 seconds before we even do out. So if we can only do 2 minute 36 seconds per lap, we've actually got to try and save, because if we save 2 seconds per lap, that will be 46 seconds saved. We've got to save just over 2 seconds per lap. Well, actually, this is 2 minutes 36.5 seconds a lap. So 23 would be roughly 11, 12. If we can run these in 2 minutes 2 minutes 34s and a half, we'll get that 24th lap, because we'll stumble across the line. So two pit stops on mediums. We're looking for the car to get lighter and lighter and lighter, and potentially increase the range, so we can run this on maybe setting 4 or 5 on the fuel map. We're going to go with 4 to start with. We'll see if we can actually conquer this bad boy and get that 24th lap and go to the top of our friends list. Let's just have a look on the top 10 stars. 24 laps will put us in the top 4. That would put us in the holy grail of the top 10 stars. Shall we see if we can go and do it? I've done this once before, not in the Cappuccino but another car at Autopolis. I've got in that before. Let's see if we can do it today. I've tried it with a turbo and I failed miserably, and it's really beat me up. Well, here we go then, folks. We're going to give it another go. See how we do. So fuel map to 4. We've got to plough for the line, and we're 7.5 seconds down already on the target. Get up the inside of the Mustang. Keep the Porsche behind us. He's just coming past the Mustang now. We see Neto and Cappuccino having a bit of a battle. We're going to try and sneak up the inside. Come on, Neto. Let's not hold up the process here. We just squeezed pay on the apex. Up into 6th place. We've got Gallo to chase down now. Around the outside. He says, oh, we're on the gravel. On the marbles. Oh, just a little tap on his back bumpers, knackered our front splitter. Getting down the hill, up the inside of the Beetle. Valverde's just going to make way for us as we come round on the inside. I've already got my eyes on Fraga. So she's a little fighter, this one. She'll make your ears bleed. I've got some history to give you, folks, just to put you right in the context. I started this race in the early part of the week, and I've been working my way through slowly to getting somewhere where we get this drivable and quick enough. I've tried hard tyres, I've tried 1 stop, I've tried no stop, I've tried soft tyres, 1 stop. The closest I've got so far is a 2 stop on mediums, where I was some 20 seconds off, and then I had a 2 stop on mediums where I was 6.806 seconds away. Now, it wouldn't be so bad if that was 1 hour of driving, but put it into context. I've got around 30 hours of driving on this sort of circuit. 30 hours. So we're in first place before the end of the first lap, and you'll have to forgive me. I have commentated this race so many times that you're not going to see it. So we're now on a battle against ourselves. We've given you the rundown of how many seconds we've got to do each lap, and how often we've got to be inside it. We know now, having run this race so many times, that as a pit stop is roughly 22 seconds. So we know 2 minute 36 a lap plus 22 seconds for 2 pit stops. Those 44 seconds don't fit. So I've had to make some changes to make this happen. So whilst I've given you the setup and the config at the start of the race, I've made some changes. Fuel looks to be okay. We're about half a lap off at the moment. I was kind of hoping that the changes I've made would be better for fuel, but they look like they're going to be negative to the fuel. So we're going to have to make an assessment at the end of the second pit stop as to whether we need to do a splash just to take us to the right level to get to the end of the race. It would be very good if we didn't need to. We don't want to crawl across the line at 50 miles an hour because we'll miss the time. What we want to do is go across the line full blast and just finish fuel somewhere in the 10 yards after the finish line. That would be epic, really. But at the end of the day, we'll take what we're given. I'm still planning on the 2 pit stops, medium tyres. It's been a right battle though. Really has been a bit of a battle. So we're about 7 seconds down, we said, after the end of the first lap. And it hasn't been through without its disruptions either. I've had phone call after phone call halfway through some races where I've had to stop it. But hey ho, that's the way it goes. That's the life of a YouTuber. A 33, almost dead. If we put in a 32, that'll be tremendous. But what I don't know is how well these tyres are going to last with the changes I've made. So effectively, I've tried different gearboxes, different tyres, different pit stop strategies, different fuel. One race, I even managed to get it to be able to let me to use full fuel map for the last 2 laps. Still didn't get anywhere near. I've run fuel map 5. We're now settled on fuel map 6 as almost, fuel map 4 is almost perfect for the entire race. Almost perfect. Now the change I have made that affect downforce could potentially be the difference. It looks like the fuel is coming back to us. We've got 20.6, we're approximately halfway through this lap, so I feel we're in a good spot. So as we come round this corner, we'll start to get into the real crux of the talking about the race and what's going on. We're going to be running 3 laps. You can see on the map at the top right hand corner that the pack is there in front of us. You can see them funneling round the corners. They're all pretty much line astern. We dispatched of all of the field in the first lap. It's such a rapid, quick car, this. It shouldn't be, but it's an absolute flyer. It weighs nothing. It goes like hot snot, but it's a little fighter to control. You'll also notice we've got little lights flashing down the bottom side of the screen down here, because we've also had to put on counter steer assistance just to allow us to keep control of this car, and it has to be on strong. Weak is not good enough. I'm not a good enough driver to drive this car as it is, but if it allows us to get to that top title, we're all well and good. So we need to now make sure we're inside the time, and at a 34 almost dead, so a second down on the previous lap. Let's keep on pushing. We started this race back in update 1.29 1.30 didn't change anything, I don't believe. Although I've run a grindy lap around Spa to earn 1.5 million credits, and it rained like cats and dogs there. The rain was so heavy, I've never seen it like that. And I've heard from some subscribers and viewers that the rain at the Tokyo is immense now. We're going to have to pay a visit, and I'm going to have to rerun the race and show you guys. But we've got 3 weeks left of update 1.30, one would suggest, unless there's not going to be an update in March. We've already had one, which is interesting on its own. A couple of online fixes for things that broke during update 1.29. But there we have it. So the leaders have now broken away from the pack. I'm actually doing this race having returned from work Friday afternoon. The wife has yet to finish, so as she's on her way home, I'm just going to see if I can slip a quick sneaky hour in and have a run at this time. See if we can get this 24th lap in. I feel we've gone slower. It's an absolute little fighter. So looking at the fuel gauge, 19.3 laps. And 4 on the top equals 23. So we're there for fuel, which is terrific. We've just got to get these laps in and get them in quickly. If every lap can be inside the target and not drop any seconds, we are going to be golden. We're going to be golden as well, but I shouldn't be disappointed at not getting that 24th lap. I've got videos I can post, but I don't want to. I want to be successful. I want to be on that top 10 stars. Oh, that's twice she wants to break free round there. We're halfway through these tyres for sure. It went full Freddie Mercury on me there on that corner, didn't it? Anybody know the link, Freddie Mercury? Yeah, there we go. So we've got to learn to slide this car with the diminishing grip. It's got to be controlled though, and that's what the counter steer assistance is doing for us. It's just giving us that extra help where we think we need it. Doesn't really help the car turn though. We're some 45 seconds ahead of the pack behind us, the lead car. And that lead car, being the 4C, has an engine swap available as well. I'd like to be able to try that one. Let's hope this is another 44. If this can be another 44, we're looking good. We're on target. For every 44 underneath the half second, we're 2 seconds in. So if this is a 34, sorry, it is, I would suggest we are some 9 seconds off, 9 seconds on target. So we're probably +2 at this moment in time. with 2 seconds in the bank. That back end is now, with the reduced downforce, is just, oh, it's a handful. It's a throttle lift, definitely. It's a throttle lift, opposite lock, dab on the brake, sometimes a change of a gear. There she goes again. Freddie Mercury. Go, pushing on. "55 seconds ahead of the pack. Not really going to pay attention to the fuel level at this time. I think fuel wise we don't need to focus on. I think we're good. We're going to get lighter as the race goes through. And we're running this as 3 stints of 8 laps. Well, 2 8s and a 7 technically, but the 7th lap is a limper. We're going to crawl that round. Had to use second gear to control the car there. We are almost 1 minute ahead of the pack. I think we're going to slip into the 55s here. 55s, 35s, man. Come on, get your head right. Sort yourself out. Come on. There's a 35.7. So that's almost a second inside. So ultimately 3 seconds in the bag. 2 laps to go. This is a 20-second stop. That we're about to do. Just get the foot back in. There it is. So then, 1 minute 5 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. We're on the penultimate lap before the pit stop. Nobody else is going to have pitted yet. We look like, and we feel very wide and long here. Don't want any opposite lock moments here. And Mr. Baylor goes to the pits. That's the red VW Golf. We will come across him a lot later. Excuse the phrase. I used to think his name was Baller, B-A-L, but it's Bayer, B-A-I-E-R. It's what happens when you're an old man with failing eyesight. You can't read the text. And there's a racer there we don't get to see a lot of, Mr. Dupuis. Not sure what he's driving, but we'll find out. Right, and we're about to go on to the last lap with the tyres looking shoddy. Let's say shoddy, shredded. They're still going to offer some grip. And we ran that corner on 26. This should be a 34/35. Ooh, I don't know. 35.5, so still a second inside the target. he suggests maybe. Keep the pressure on. So this is the pit stop lap. We mustn't forget. Do you know how many times I've done that? Oh, stupid boy. I haven't actually done it on this race yet. Yet. Here we go. Just getting a little bit tense and wobbly now. So we're going to have used a third of the fuel when we complete this lap. There's Mr. Solis taken to the pits. Mr. Hazal continues on his way. We're 1 minute 20 seconds ahead of Mr. Hazal. So we're going to get in and out of the pit stop and still be a minute clear of him, I would suggest. We're going to take mediums and no fuel. I don't believe we need the fuel. What we also don't need is any mistakes. We've got to drive this bad boy all the way fault free. One thing I did notice when I finished the race last night and missed by 6.806 seconds was that my oil needed changing, so I've changed the oil already today. I like that feature. I just wish there was something in the car on the dashboard that told you that you needed to change the oil. Oh, I nearly forgot. Oh! You dick. Excuse my French. Oh, I was talking there when I just almost forgot. Right, we've made it in on the 39th minute mark. I don't know how significant that is. All the laps that we've done up to now were negative to the time. We've actually been gaining time all the time, having made up those seconds from the first pit stop. We really need to be doing 1:34s. I came in very narrow there, didn't I? I probably need to widen that entry up just a bit to try and give us the extra exit speed. There's the rest of the field, look, streaming round. We're not actually that far off catching. It says we're 1 minute 33 seconds ahead of Hazal. My guess is they've pitted if that's the case. Unless we won't get a reset of time until they cross the line. I expect us to be 1 minute only. We'll just have to see. There we go. Now it's dropping. Look, 1:15. Yeah, so it's a little bit of resets as they go past the line. That's good. That's just trying to make up for the balance of the pit stops. It's trying to account for us being in the pit stop. Can't believe I so nearly missed pitting. Holy Chipotle. I would have just had to struggle around that lap and just try and make the tyres work. And there's the first of the tail enders for us to catch. It should be a white BMW M3. I think it's an 03. That was a 36 as an outlap. Not entirely sure what that means as a consequence of time, so all we've got to do is just keep pushing on, aiming for those 33s, 34s. What we know is we're on good tyres. It looks like we've got a shed load of fuel. That was a better line through. Bit of a slide in the middle though. Let's see how we do on the timing zone. .3 down on our fastest lap, but we are lighter, third lighter on fuel, so let's just keep plodding on. It's a yellow car we come up first. A Civic EK maybe. EK97, EK98. Oh no, we've already passed somebody. We passed the car in 20th. I don't remember doing that. Get out of my way. He just slowed us up big time. He took away our top speed. He messed with our downforce. I should have been more sensible with that. When did I pass the BMW? Did he pit, I wonder? And we went past him in the pits. Here's Mr. Suswillow in the 370Z, I'm guessing. 370Z, as some people say. Gave us room, but we checked up just to be sure. This is going to be a disappointingly slow lap, I think, on the new tyres. So this is Mr. Bayer, I believe. This will be the Golf in front of us. It was a 34.9, almost a 35, so almost 2 seconds inside the time, which, whilst I say disappointing, it's a good almost 2 seconds off where I want to be on the early laps. Need those fastest laps to be really fast, just to give us that extra bit of edge. I won't be happy to lose this race by 1 or 2 seconds again, but I can't keep going all week with no content. I've got to post something. Every time I start the race again, I think I've found the solution. I've got it. I've just got to put it together clean. And this is without any cheats, because I won't say cheats, I think that's wrong. People call it glitch. So we had glitch setups, we've had glitch conditions, we've had the ability to glitch the track on certain races and pull into a pit lane and it teleports you to another pit lane. This is a non-glitch setup. This is purely natural with driving aids to make it a possible thing. And those driving aids shouldn't be frowned upon. They are there to be used. On occasions they make you slower. On this occasion, they actually give you a little helping hand, make you a tad faster. I like that word, tad. It has a rhyming partner, doesn't it? Let's leave that there. 1 minute 49 seconds ahead of the pack. So we're going to go, there's a right gaggle of them up there. We're going to start cutting through them. Look at them go. We're going to start cutting through them fairly soon, and we really need some of them tap eyes taken to the pit. So, Gallo's taken, Dupuy's gone. That isn't a bad thing. That gives us the opportunity to just draft past some people, not really take any consequence of overtaking manoeuvres. A 32.9, never seen a 32 before. That is tremendous, absolutely bob on. There were no purple sectors that I was seeing that gave me any sort of indication that that was happening. That's inspired me to carry on. Halfway point of the race, almost lap 12. Once this is finished, that'll be halfway through. See if we can sneak up the inside. Beautifully done, Mr. Collier. You're next in the focus. Mr. Solis, the old leader for the race, the old contender in earlier versions of the game, earlier updates. You were actually the winner for this every race until that Beetle got the engine swap. Don't get in my way, you cheese ball. Come on. Who'd ever thought a 32 would be on? Come on, kiddo. I'm just tapping bottoms here. Thanks, Mr. Neto. Naughty boy Neto. Let's keep going. There's my old nightclubbing days from the old house music times. However, let's keep going. Just got to keep focused, keep concentrating, keep delivering those laps. Mr. Deriucci. I don't want to touch your behind, do I, Mr. Deriucci? No. 2 minutes and 6 seconds ahead of the leader of the pack, Mr. Hizal. Mr. Beetlebum. Come on, let's keep going. We've got plenty of fuel left. This will be lap 4, won't it, finishing? 2 more go to the pits. Fraga and Valverde. So that does mean as we come past the end of the pit lane, we're up to lapping all but the person in second place. That was a 35. Only to be, Neto's gone to the pits as well. A 35 purely because there's overtakings and bumping bumpers and being blocked by Solis. But you have to put up with that in the race. They're part of the frustrations. They're part of the challenge. You have to find your way through. I've absolutely no idea where we are on time possibilities now. What I know is we've got 7 laps to do at the end after this next pit stop, which we can't forget to do. When we've gone those 7 laps, we can then do the maths and the calculate down. Get your calculator now and do 7 times 156.5 seconds and see where that takes you. That's how much time you need, then divide that by 60. That'll give you in minutes. You then have to work out just how the decibels for minutes work into times for seconds. I haven't found a good calculator yet that knows how to work out minutes and hours and seconds. Even Excel, the old Microsoft program, isn't brilliant. I have noticed purple sectors this time, folks. And if we are on for a 1:32.8, as it indicates we are, holy Chipotle, that is going to be great. That will really allow us to put some inroads into the time. Just can't make any mistakes and lose it. We have to push on and keep cracking on. Go heading to the line then. I haven't seen a purple sector or anything. I haven't seen one lately. I haven't really been a 33.6. It's still phenomenally quick for a tiny little soap on a rope that it is. It is a miniature soap on a rope, I must admit. I've always referred to, and you can ask my wife, I've always referred to the Miata, the MX-5, as a soap on a rope. It's a slippery little bugger, that's what it is. They drift very, very well. Here we go, purple sectors again, and there's the bad boy. Mr. Hizal in the Beetle. Oh, the back end is Freddie Mercury in on me. Get in my way. I'll just put my bumper on your front wing just to help it round the corner if you want to play that kind of game. But here we go. Right, 24.34 left to go. I'm just very conscious, I feel conscious about just how fast the car's getting on the lighter fuel. We've got, what, 8. We're pitting on lap 16, end of 16, so we've got 2 more to do. A song's just come to mind, having said on the edge of 16, on the edge of 17. I was supposed to say on the end, I think, but here we go, edge of 17. Great song, Stevie Nicks. If you get a chance, listen, it's fabulous. Tremendous song. There we go, 2 laps to go then, folks. Let's hope this is somewhere in the 34s. A 34 would be tremendous. A 34 dead, a 34.0 is just where we want it to be. That's 2.5 seconds almost underneath the target time. Oh, I just held that Freddie Mercury there. You must get it, folks. If you're a bit of a music fan, what did Freddie say? However, back to the racing. A 34 is a good lap time. This back end, this axle is really fighting me now, and it doesn't seem like it's the tyres are wearing. It's just the lightness and the fuel, the back end, the reduction of downforce. I'm used to running this with maximum downforce front and rear. Deriucci's gone to the pits again. I'm guessing that's his second pit stop. We're on lap 15. I don't like running wide on this corner. It slows the corner really down a lot. Sorry folks for the lack of commentary. I'm just contemplating my options, just trying to focus. We're moving on to the last lap now. We have no time indicators for how far ahead we are of the pack behind, because we are +1 lap on everybody. And I'm kind of anticipating at the end of this straight there are 2 cars. We're going to be lapping them again. That's a 35. We're replicating what we did last time, aren't we? A 35 just before the pit in. But we just need to be getting faster. No mistakes, boy. Come on. Change down to 3rd just to keep the car in check. This is exceptionally quick little car. He's just losing the grip though. Allow it to slide. As soon as you straighten the wheels it wants to go. A little bit of opposite lock, assisted by the help. So we do have the BMW and the Honda EK. It's Mr. Shepherd in the Beamer. Is he going to let me go through? I've stamped. He's cut in front of me, the little cheese wedge. We don't need blocking manoeuvres like that. I've got to be able to. Last time I came up the inside of this guy, he slapped me one. Not this time. We went through. We are 2 seconds down on our fastest lap, so that would mean we would finish somewhere with a 34.9, which is still fast for this stage of the race. Worn out tyres, it's the last lap, we've got to pit. Don't forget. Don't get into talking about it either, because you forget. So we should be into the last 20 minutes. We are. It's always at this time where I start to think we've lost this boy. We're not going to make it. We've got 7.8 laps of fuel left. Here we go, into the pit lane now. Take the mediums. The mediums, no fuel. 33% to go, 1/3 of the race. But it's only 7 laps. 18 minutes remaining. There was a bit of a long pause there, guys. Let's get out of here. 19, 20, 22 seconds and we're away. Brand new tyres. We're on the run to the finish now. Let's get it going. Who's just come past us? Is that the BMW and the EK? Have we got to make that passing manoeuvre again? It looks like we do. Yeah, there they are. We should be able to get past them at this part of the track easily. There we go. Actually, it feels like the Civic's pulled away from the BMW a bit. Mr. Solis on the same strategy as us. He's gone to the pits as well, but he's 1 lap down, so nothing really to worry about in terms of competition. All we're racing now is the clock. We'll only get a real good indicator of where we are when we get round to like 1 lap to go. We just have to be doing 34s. If we can keep doing the 34s, we're going to be good. Don't want to be going too fast into that corner, but we're alright if we don't run through and hit the grass. Our fastest lap is a 2:32.919. I still think that is a stunning lap. .26, that looks like a good chance of being a 34. Maybe it'll be a 35 now. 35.9. 35.6. That's a second inside the target. But it was the outlap, so not a real good benchmark. Six laps to go then. Technically, if this is lap 18, there's 5 laps to go after this one. So 6 laps is correct. Oh my, I'm so nervous. I missed my braking point by a fraction. I had to change down to bring the car under control, and it was sliding. That sun's coming down low now. Oh, where are we going? I don't know. Nerves of steel. Not. Nerves of a jellyfish. I have no idea where we're going to be. We move on to lap number 19, 5 to go. 5 complete laps. I think we're about 6 seconds out again. Just doing the maths in my head, I think we are not going to make it. Oh, I hate doing the maths. I want to stay positive. Right, here we go, up to lap Mr. Mendoza for what seems like the 3rd time. It really is about procedure, it's about routine, it's about trying to repeat the same performance over and over again. Just trying to keep consistent and smooth and try and make the car last as long as possible. Keep the grip in the right place. My watch is beeping at me, telling me to look at it, and I don't want to. Coming up to the back of Mr. Collier. We haven't seen much of him in the race today. Really tries to take narrow. Mr. Naughty Boy Neto. As he goes to the centre of the track, I will pick my side, go tight side. I'd rather put him in the grass than him put me on the grass. .8 laps of fuel left. We're good for fuel. I wonder if this is a... That last lap was the 33.33. I never knew that. Whoa, that was a good lap. 34 is another good lap. That's what happens when you get concentrating and get understanding and just get your eyes in and just drive the laps. Just become one with the... Well, he says just become one with the car. It's fighting me all the way. The last time we did the race around here and we finished and we got to where we are on the lap chart was in the Cappuccino, and that fought me all the way. Well, this is a much more stable, much better setup, but it still has its own nuances. It still has its own little foibles, its own little things that it wants to do. One of them being is not stop. It does not slow down, which is just, oh, doesn't matter what brake kit you put on it, it just needs to stop better. We're fighting the car now, need to stop that. We've actually got just 3 laps to go after this lap. 21, 22, 23. We're coming round to the time where we know we've got, where we'll find out whether we're actually going to be close, whether we actually have to really start taking risks. Bury the throttle, turn the fuel mixture up for the last 2 laps. Come in tight on that apex, don't really want to be that tight. A faster outside flowing line is faster. But if this can be a 34 again, it's going to be somewhere near. I tried to thread that quite tight, but I don't think I was any faster than normal, in fairness. Who's the yellow car we're catching? Is that the Honda S2000? He asks himself. Come on, get through that line. I want a 34. A 34 early. Not bad, a 34-1. It is the S2000, the Yamanaka. I don't want you in my way though, sir. I'm going to go round you. He says, you like to fight me, I know you do. Various races you like to put yourself up in front of me and be awkward and just make me fight for my place. Well, this time, folks, get out of my way. I'm coming. We were 2 seconds up on the time there again. We're tight there, lap. Don't really want to be that tight, that's slow. But I know the car's getting tight, I need it to. We're actually coming up against cars to really get in the way now. They need to get out of the way. I'm worried about the car becoming too loose and starting to move all over the place. Fuel level is very, very low. The car is going to slide so much more than it did. And it is, we are dealing with the whole edges of the track. the AE86 and, oh, I don't know who that is. It's Deriucci and Valverde. See if we can make use of Valverde. We can. We just put that front bumper on him. We didn't take any damage, which is great. Here's Al's gone to the pits again. Two more cars to overtake. Now we come across the line here. We need to be across the line in 5:12 to have any chance of securing this victory. There's 5:12. We're about 4 seconds short. 8. We've got to do 2 laps in under 2:34. So as I come round these bends, I'm going to turn that fuel consumption up. We're going to go to fuel map 1, and we're going to put in 2 2:34s. He just made us check up and get out of that. Fuel map 1. We've got to ride this like the wind. We have got no option but to throw this caution to the wind. Just drive hard. 2 2:34s have to be done. The target time when we crossed the line was 5:08. We have to blow this out the water. I need to drive 2 laps like I've never driven before. Well, I've actually got to replicate the 2:33s, 2:23s, 2:33s like we did earlier in the day. I'm all over the place, concentrating, talking, driving. Can I just shut up and just get my nose to the grindstone and get on with it? I'm not sandbagging this, folks. This is as it happens. This is live stuff. Oh, that was just fingernail stuff. Now the difference between the previous time me doing this and being 6 seconds short was movement of downforce. All I've done is taken the downforce off, make the car harder to drive, make it more loose, make it faster in the straight, and we've gained around about 4 seconds, I would suggest, over the whole race distance. This needs to be a 2:36 on the clock as we go through the line. I think we're going to miss by 2 seconds. It's a 34. We put in a 2:33 triple fours. We've still got fuel left. I'm all over the show. I think I'm losing it in this last lap. 0.361 down. We wheelied. We've just scared the living poop out of me by wheeling off that last hill. We must have took a draft off one of the cars in front or something, but we actually just picked the nose of the car up off that last corner and pointed it skywards. Oh my lordy. And the words of Cletus McFarland, oh my Lanta, what the hell? I don't want any more cars in the way now. I want a clean drive at the finish. You know, if I do... Oh no, don't run it too wide, come on. If I miss this by a fraction of a second, folks, I'm not going to be pissed. That's the phrase, I'm not going to be. I'm just going to pick myself up, dust myself down, and we're going to go for it again. And I know what to do. I'm just going to reduce the downforce further. But it just means I'm not going to do this until Saturday, maybe. I'm all over the place. I've blown it. I know I have. 23 seconds to go. The fuel limit's low. I'm not going to get across the line. There's Mr. Hizal. 9 seconds. I haven't got the opportunity to get the draft. That ticked the last second. Oh. We said we'd just dust ourselves down. 4.486. Oh. Nah.